Picture this. You're handing back a stack of papers. One student's shoulders slump. They see the red ink, the 68% at the top, and the voice in their head kicks in. I'm just not smart enough for this. You're confident your grading was fair, maybe even objective. But what if that red pen, that letter grade, is the very thing teaching your students that they're stuck? What if your assessments are secretly telling them that intelligence is fixed and mistakes are a dead end? For decades, we've leaned on the same old assessments, tests, quizzes, and essays with a single score stamped at the end. It seems like a straightforward way to measure what a student knows. But there's a dangerous hidden message. When all the focus is on a final grade, we accidentally push students to care more about their performance than their progress. This breeds what psychologist Carol Dweck calls a fixed mindset, the belief that our intelligence and abilities are just static traits we can't change. And that's a huge problem. It teaches students to run from a challenge. Why try something difficult if failing might just prove you're not smart? Research shows this intense focus on grades can spike anxiety, kill a student's interest in the subject, and discourage them from taking actual intellectual risks. Students start picking easier assignments just to protect their ego and their GPAs. Studies have found that an obsession with grading undermines the one thing we want most, a genuine curiosity and desire to learn. When a student gets a low grade, they rarely see it as helpful feedback. Instead, it feels like a final judgment on their abilities, which leads to a spiral of self-doubt and discouragement. The cycle is brutal. Bad grades make students feel incompetent, so they check out, which all but guarantees their next grade won't be any better. We fail to communicate that learning is a process, one that absolutely requires making mistakes, getting feedback, and trying again. So, how do we break this cycle? One of the fastest and most powerful tools is to completely transform peer review. Too often, students see it as just another chance to get graded, but it has the potential to be so much more. The mission is to shift the focus from pointing out errors to working together to make progress. First, reframe the purpose entirely. Before they even start, tell them flat out, the goal isn't to grade each other. It's to act as a team to make the work better. This is about collaboration, not criticism. A great way to start is by asking reviewers to find something the author did well. This makes them more open to hearing about what needs work. Next, give your reviewers a new job description. Instead of asking what's wrong with this, give them guided questions that spark growth mindsets. Try prompts like, what skill is the author clearly working on here? Or what's one response that could help the author push this to the next level? This trains students to give feedback focused on the process, which is directly linked to fostering higher motivation and a belief that they can improve. You're teaching them how to get better, not just that they need to. Beyond peer reviews, we can rethink our entire assessment philosophy. This means shifting away from summative assessments of learning, which just give a final score, to formative assessments for learning, which are designed to help students grow. A shockingly powerful technique is to offer diagnostic feedback without a grade. A landmark study in 1988 by Ruth Butler showed that students who received only comments on their work significantly outperformed those who got only grades, or even grades with comments. Why? The feedback-only group focused on improving, while the graded group focused on their ego, either feeling smug about how high their score was or dejected about a low one. Another game-changing strategy is to build revision right into the grading process. Instead of a failing grade, consider marking work as not yet and providing clear, actionable steps for improvement. This simple language shift sends a powerful message. Success is still within reach with more effort. It's crucial to dedicate class time for students to act on this feedback, showing them that learning is a cycle, not a one-shot deal. You can also get students more involved with their own self-assessment. Have them evaluate their own work using a rubric before you do. This builds metacognition and empowers them to take ownership of their learning journey. By using frequent low-stakes assessments and providing clear rubrics, you can create a transparent classroom where the path to success is no secret. The message becomes undeniable. Effort and strategy are what lead to growth, not some magical inborn talent. These shifts don't require you to burn down your entire curriculum. They're small intentional changes you can start making tomorrow. Just try one. Reframe your next peer review session, or add a not yet and revision steps to your next assignment. For too long, our assessment methods have sent a destructive message we never intended. A red mark does not mean you failed. A low score does not mean you're not smart enough. By shifting our focus from product to process, from grades to feedback, and from competition to collaboration, we can do more than just measure what students know. We can build resilient, confident learners who truly believe that their abilities are not set in stone and that they all have the potential to grow. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Patreon for more resources. And check out our DigiTees online apparel store for mindful apparel.